A very good morning from the countryside of North Macedonia. Last night I left the city of Skopje. I stayed in a little hotel on the edge of the city, about €40 for staying there the night, and then this morning I went and rented myself out a rental car which I've got behind the camera. I'll show you that later on in the video. I have driven about 20 kilometers now outside of Skopje, and I've arrived at this viewpoint which has all these lovely little houses set in the dip of the valley and then the mountains and forests behind that. Truly a magnificent scene. The plan today is to try and follow this road that is just behind me here now, and with a bit of luck it will take me to North Macedonia's largest artificial lake. There's also a viewpoint, so we'll maybe do a little bit of a hike to see if we can get to that, but I think it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a really fascinating week, I've got a feeling. So if you want to find out what is outside of the capital Skopje and in the countryside of North Macedonia, consider subscribing to the channel, consider joining me on this adventure. The rental cars down there are waiting. Let's get on the road. Pleased to report that I've managed to find the lake, and that is a little restaurant at the top of the hill here. And as I come around, I'll show you the view of the lake, but there is a sign here close to it: take only photographs, leave only footprints. And then look at that, what a view so far. How amazing is that? You can see the road weaving down there as well. That's the road I'll be following a little bit later. You can see it if I zoom in just there, you can see the road weaving along the mountainside and then the lake in the distance. So the plan now is I'm going to take hopefully about a 45-minute hike along the edge of this mountainside up towards those rocks over there. The lake is actually called Lake Kozjak, so if you're looking for it on a map, that's the one to use. It is 32 kilometers in length, that's about 20 miles, and in places it is nearly half a kilometer wide and over 100 meters in depth. So it is a pretty sizable lake. As I said earlier, the largest artificial lake in the country. It's also a very recently created lake. In the 1990s, I think 1994 to be exact, the dam started to be built and it was completed in the year 2000. So the lake has only been here for a couple of decades. I am approaching from the northern entrance, by the way. There are two ways to get to the lake, the north and the south, two roads. The north comes from the capital Skopje, that's the one that I'm following, and the southern route comes from the south of the country, Bitola and Ohrid. So if you're staying in those places, that's the one that you want to use. I'm putting a bit of a hurry on, by the way, because rain is forecast at 3 p.m. for the rest of the day. There's about an 80% chance. It is just coming up to 3 p.m, so I really want to get there and admire the view before it starts pelting down with rain if it does. I think I'm pretty much there. This is one of those hikes, by the way, where about 5 times now I thought I had got there, but you then see it opens up another part of the rocky outcrop that you've got to continue following. And I'm right now, I'm glad to say, I'm pretty certain anyway, right at the end of that rocky outcrop. And we'll take a look at these views together, seeing as we're here. And wow, unbelievable. Take a look at that. We can actually follow it down just a few meters more. That might be a photo Instagram spot down there, but look at that beautiful lake. The roads weaving down, that's the roads I'm going to be following next. You can see going down the mountainside. My car is parked way over there now. It's taken about 45 minutes to get here. Here's the rocky outcrop that I'm on, and you can see it is just a narrow strut of land surrounded by these beautiful, incredible mountains, the forests growing on them. And then down here, I've just spotted it. You're not going to believe this. I didn't think we were going to be able to see the river and the dam, but yes indeed, take a look at this. There's the river that winds through the canyon, and there's the dam that collects 300 million cubic meters of water inside the lake. Absolutely unbelievable. Before I go, I'm coming down a little bit further to about as far as I'm going to hike, which is here. But you can see there is a scramble down onto the ridge line there. You can see, if I zoom in a little bit more, you can see the ridge line. And I've seen people having their photographs taken on the internet way down there on that peak. And to be fair, what a place to have your photograph taken. Instagram, eat your heart out. You'll probably not get a better shot. What an amazing place. I can't believe just how quiet it is. I saw a couple when I was leaving the car at the restaurant, and I haven't seen a single person since. It is crazy considering the magnificent view and area that this truly is. Okay, right, let's head back to the car and see if we can top this. I very much doubt it, but we'll try.
I've got my coat on, sitting in the car, and that's because I want to get out in a second and just show you the scene. But unfortunately, the rain that was promised has now been delivered, and it is raining pretty hard out there. But I thought I would tell you about my little journey there. So between the north entrance to the lake and the south entrance, there is a very small road that connects the north to the south side. So when I left that viewpoint, I headed down that road through an area called Jasen National Park. I think it's a national park anyway. And ultimately, during the Yugoslav era, that area of the country was completely closed off to normal civilians. It was only open to elite members of the Yugoslav communist regime. It may have also been a military area, I'm not entirely sure, but it was certainly out of reach for any normal Macedonian person to go and explore the area. So it's quite fascinating to be able to drive through it. The road is magnificent actually, it's single tracked, and when I entered the area, I saw a big yellow sign that had a number of times on and some kind of warning to drivers passing through. And I was driving through one of the times that was listed on the sign, so I wasn't sure whether or not I should be entering that area. I decided just to go for it, And I'm glad I did. I didn't see another car or another person on the 30 minutes that it took me to get down that road. The only person that I did see is some kind of security guard, maybe. He was in a control box, and I thought it was empty, so I wound the window down to take some video, and I realized he was sitting in there giving me the go-ahead to go through. So at least I know that I was allowed to drive down there in the end, so that's good. I also, whilst I was going around the really tight bends and the 15-degree gradients and trying to stay focused on the road whilst also making sure I'm heading in the right direction and all of those things, I also spotted a abandoned village. It looked like, anyway. It was about 5 or 6 houses in the woods. It all looked overgrown. The rain is coming down hard, as I said. So what I'm going to do is just show you where I am at the moment. Here we go. When I was at the viewpoint, I was way up there somewhere, and now I'm getting closer to the water's edge, although I'm not there yet. So it looks like we have hunting ground here, some English, not sure what that says. And then underneath, again, I think this is Macedonian, and same here as well, although that word there is the same as that word there. So maybe it's all about the hunting ground that is somewhere on the edge of the lake. I have, by the way, a Fiat Panda. It's got a Macedonian license plate there. Hired it from Hertz. It is pretty new, about 2,000 kilometers on the clock. It's clean, it's tidy, runs well. It is unleaded petrol, and it is definitely serving me well. I've got it for 6 days. I think it might have gone into a 7th actually. And it is costing £105, which is about 110, 120 euro. That's the first car or person I've seen in about 2 hours. Unreal. Anyway, so good deal on the rental car. Hopefully it will serve me well, and I'm going to get back in the road now with these incredible views to my right, and we'll see what else we can find. Found a bridge crossing the reservoir here, and over on the other side on the banks looks like there's a few fishing boats down by the water. There's some kind of village over there too. So I think what we'll do is we'll just step up onto the bridge. It is incredibly peaceful and quiet here. There is not a sound apart from the rain. Earlier I showed you the dam from up on the viewpoint, and it looks so tiny from up there, but just to let you know that dam is 130 meters tall, which is way over 400 feet, and its primary purpose is to regulate the water levels here in the lake. It is also used to produce power. So it is used for a number of different reasons, but I'm on the bridge now. You would think it is a pedestrian bridge because it is so quiet, but it is not. It is a vehicular bridge. You can drive across it. The lake on both sides just looks so relaxing and peaceful. Let me just show you down here. We're quite a way above it still. What a stunning area. I'd love to go driving on the other side of this lake and maybe visit a few of these little villages and just see what's about. It is really hard to get information on any of this stuff on Google or on the internet. You have to really just come here and just do a little bit of exploring, really. I think I'll call it a day with the video here. What an epic first day on the road here in North Macedonia. Loads more coming, so please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video in the next town.